Enzo Maresca departed Chelsea crying foul over interference from above. So much about modern management has changed, but rows with owners are nothing new. Sign up for the Chelsea newsletter. Thank you. Enzo Maresca should not have gone public with his criticism of the Chelsea board credit. Reuters. Chelsea's ownership, led by Todd Boehly, have a baffling structure, but Maresca didn't accept itCredit. Alamy. In the end, I never really had a problem with any of my chairmen across my managerial career, and that included having 9 of them in 10 years while at Bournemouth. People always assumed Daniel Levy was a nightmare to work for at Tottenham, but I never had a problem with him. He never really interfered too much. You would have rows, of course, blazing ones with a number of chairmen, but I don't think any of them ever held a grudge. And they certainly all knew what they were getting when they appointed me. Read more on Chelsea. But the one thing I would never have done is go public with any of our arguments. Do not come out criticizing the chairman or the board of directors. Just keep your nut down, get on with it. Otherwise, you're signing your own death warrant. The second Maresca started talking about wanting this or that or saying he did not have support from the club, he was asking for trouble. Most read in football. Best online casinos. Top sites in the UK. Managers live and die by recruitment, but Maresca was never in control of itCredit. EPA. It has to be said, Stamford Bridge hardly sounds like an easy place to work as a manager. That may be where things went wrong at Chelsea. The Blues have a very clear, if baffling, structure and style, and thought they had a man who was ready to accept that in Maresca. His job was to listen to a sea of voices and have very little say himself on the comings and goings in West London. It is the way things are at clubs now. I heard a chief executive talking the other day about how there is a committee of 6 who decide on their transfers. The manager has 1/6 of the say, but certainly not the final one. I could not handle that as a manager, having people give you a load of players that when you see them in training you decide you don't fancy them. Managers don't have the time to go and watch players anymore. When you're playing Saturday, Tuesday and Saturday every week, there is no chance. Us managers from the old school used to be out constantly, watching players in different leagues every night of the week. Chelsea's army of sporting directors are all still in post, and how have they done? Harry Redknapp. When I first signed a player without watching him, Marco Boogers, for £700,000 at West Ham, it all went wrong and we were absolutely hammered. We had just watched videos and it never worked out. But with a packed schedule and so many signings coming from overseas, managers have no choice but to rely on video. So they need some help, but there can be too much, and the problem comes when the blame game starts. That must be a nightmare. If you were the one as the manager to buy the players, if you bought good players, fantastic. When you buy bad ones, you took the blame and put your hands up as it was your fault. Now, who takes the blame? In Chelsea's case it looks like Maresca. Their army of sporting directors are all still in post, and how have they done? You have to feel for Maresca after losing his job despite winning 2 trophies. Credit. Getty. Chelsea keep buying wingers that are not good enough. They've loaded up with wide players over the last couple of years that are not up to it. And as a manager it all comes down to recruitment now. You live and die by it, but no longer control it. You're relying on the people that bring the players in to bring you good ones. Otherwise, you've got no chance. No one's got a magic wand. No one can turn very average players into great players. You need recruitment. It is a world away from where I started out. When I went to West Ham as a player all those years ago, our chairman ran the local woodyard. It was about half a mile from the ground. A man called Reg Pratt, and he was the chairman. The board of directors were the Cerns family. It was all so different. Maresca was answering to American investors from California and 5 different sporting directors. Recommended stories. I have some sympathy for the Italian, having won the Conference League and Club World Cup only last summer to then be out of a job already. He will get another one soon enough and would be wise not to take on his bosses when he does.